Dear friends, good morning. It's Monday, 8:30 in the morning, and we begin our weekly meeting. My name is Andrey Petelin. I'm the operations director for Dodo Brands. And today I'd be talking about our Q2 results. Let us begin with the chain results. In May, at the monthly meeting, Kirill Voropaev presented and told about the Q1 results. And he, back then, said that the year began in a very successful way. What do we mean? We mean that our results exceeded the target, the forecast. So let us see what we got as a result of Q2. So chain results. And here are the sales figures. We finished Q1 with 8.8 billion rubles overall sales for the entire chain. We finished Q2 with 9.5 billion rubles of sales. That is quite a significant growth. If we compare Q2 2021 to Q2 2020, then growth year over year is 82%. That is a tremendous growth for the business of our size. But, of course, we can explain it partially with the fact that Q2 2020 was the hardest period. The ironclad lockdown. The entire world, for the first time, faced the pandemic back then. And let's look at like-for-like growth, the sales for similar restaurants in current period compared to similar period a year ago. So here we also have the growth of 59%. So if we overall sum it up, the year is successful. We carry on the successful year, exceeding our forecast. As for the new restaurant openings, as a result of Q2, Kirill mentioned that in Q1 we opened 16 new restaurants, and that was the anti-record. We've not been far from that figure in Q2, and we can explain, again, with the shocks and aftershocks of the pandemic. And also, the situation is that now we're feeling a very strong talent hunger in the food and beverage industry and in other industries in Russia as well. At the moment, there is a strong lack of talent, of team members in the restaurants all around the country, and of course the quality suffers. And therefore, that is reflected in the ratings. And as far as you know, our partners are not allowed to open new restaurants when the quality in their current restaurants is not high enough. So, but we truly hope that taking into account the focus of our team, the focus of Eurasia team to get the best talent, we'll soon be able to cope with this hindrance and open more restaurants. If we take a look at the overall store count as a result of Q2, we have 714 restaurants. Now let us continue with financial results for the managing company Dodo Brands. Let us look here at our major figure, EBITDA. And let's compare Q1 2021 with Q2 2021. For Eurasia, the growth overall is by 27 million rubles. That is quite good. For IMF and for startups, we have the planned loss. Just as we planned, it has been the part of the budget. This is our current startup investment. And total EBITDA overall is 131 million rubles, meaning that we've grown by 23 million rubles. That's almost $2 million. And let me remind you that according to the 333 plan, by 2024, the EBITDA of the managing company should be $30 million. So, based on the figures that we have now, this year it will be $6.8 million. We need to get to 30. It seems quite possible. Now, let us continue with our objectives of Dodo Brands for 2021. And there are three major objectives here. First is to strengthen our position in Eurasia. I will not dwell into too much detail here. We recently hosted our partners meetup, and Ivan Tikhov talked about this in more detail. But as for the sales, for now, it's beyond our expectations, beyond our forecast. Objective number 2 is to prepare our startups for scaling next year. Again, we were talking about this at the meetup a lot, but overall, let me tell you this. We are quite certain that next year we shall be able to scale our startups quite actively. And let me now talk about the objective number 3. We want to improve the quality of the operational management of our company, and let us talk about the key results that will indicate the achievement of this goal. The first key result, similar to the major goal, the improvement of operational framework. I mean to say that we integrated the OKR methodology, objectives and key results, and now it works end-to-end throughout the entire company. We prepared the text presentation that clearly describes what and when should be done. We hosted the Q&A session. It's available on YouTube. You can watch it if you have not seen it yet. And also, we have further plans on how we shall be improving this tool, helping all of the teams to establish internal processes, goal setting, measuring performance, retrospective analysis. We'll be doing all of that. This second key result is actually very important. We came up with this one in the middle of the year when we updated the objective. So, here it is. Organizational structure enables scaling of our startups. Let us understand what it means. At the moment, all of the major competencies on franchising development and scaling are within our major unit, which is Eurasia. What does that include? Business development, building the relationships with our partners. We have regional managers there, lots of expertise. We have marketing and R&D there, where we launch national campaigns, create seasonal pizzas, promote them actively, doing many other things. That is also supply chain, where we know how to purchase very efficiently, where we interact with the largest logistics company in the country, auditing our suppliers. Of course, we also talk about designing and building of the restaurants, which helps us to launch new places. Of course, Dodo controlling, no need to comment here, because we need to see and we can see how our restaurants work on a weekly basis. And also the Dodo University, the START program for new partners. These are online courses as well, online training. All of this expertise is shared by all of our startups so that they can take advantage of it, so that the startups can scale. So we don't want to make any abrupt movements here. We would love to design the organizational structure for the future. And gradually, we should evolutionize towards that organizational structure. It might take a year or even more. We shall be making gradual changes as long as we need them. When the startup, for example, needs certain expertise approaching particular stage of growth. But this year, we want to design this organizational structure. Key result number 3 is to close our hiring backlog completely. We obviously need this to achieve all of our goals, but there's the extra challenge here, one of the things that Ivan Tikhov mentioned at the meetup. We were going to hire another 100 developers into our IT team by the end of 2023, but we've changed our mind and we're going to get all of that talent by the end of 2021. That is a huge challenge. But in the meantime, I've been talking to HR guys, IT guys of ours, and we have a plan. And I think we can make it happen. We've already found 10 new people into our team. That means we have fulfilled our objective by 10%, and we are going to be tracking our success. I think you can track it as well at our IT news channel. Another result, key result number 4, is to improve Dodo IS development speed. And there are 2 major responses here. Vanya Tikhov mentioned it again. We need to create market teams that will be directly creating products for particular markets and concepts. And we need to improve our Dodo IS platform, our major information system. That is the underlying solution for all of the units. It develops solutions for all of the units. And we need that new 100 of IT employees. So, we have designed the teams the way they should be, but now they need to be staffed with people, our future colleagues. And key result number 5, last but not least, it's important to highlight that we're still on track for our 3-3-3 plan. Let me remind you that we have 3 years, and by 2024, our company is going to go public. We shall have 3 brands, and EBITDA by 2024, according to the forecast, must be $30 million. So, in order to achieve that EBITDA, the overall sales of our largest region, Eurasia plus IMF, must be over 1 billion rubles as a result of 2023. So, our startups also Drink It and Donor 42 need to have over 100 restaurants by that point. Our startups in UK and in China, as we planned, should be actively growing via franchising model. This is what we planned in the beginning of the year when we were making this 3-3-3 plan. But let us highlight China. You know that we've closed our business in China for now. Of course, that will impact our 3-3-3 plan, but we did realize that the plan is quite risky. So the weight of this component in the achievement of 3-3-3 plan was initially not that big. As for UK, we're doing good. We are on track. We have good traction. We have good results. We are opening the new restaurant by the end of the year, and of course, we're going to achieve this goal. Drink It and Donor 42. Yes, things are going according to plan. By the end of the year, we shall have a scalable model. We're already launching the first test franchisees for Donor 42, and Drink It will be also growing actively. As for the sales for Eurasia and IMF, as for the sales, we're now exceeding our expectations, but we are risking in terms of lower number of stores that we expected. This is our major focus, to open new restaurants and not fall behind for that particular indicator. So, if we approach the overall conclusion, of course, $30 million of EBITDA is a pressure, and again, our costs will increase because we're hiring another 100 IT employees. But Kirill Voropayev and our financial team are still quite optimistic, and they believe that $30 million EBITDA is quite real. We see the enthusiasm, we see the ambition in the team, and we're certain that we can make it happen. We shall deliver it with the team that we have now.